Good evening and thanks for joining us. The longest U.S. government shutdown officially ended last night after 35 days.
The joint resolution as amended is passed.
Congress passed and President Trump then signed a bill that funds the affected government agencies for only the next 3 weeks, with no money for construction of a border wall with Mexico. But Mr. Trump said he would not give up on building a wall, and he tweeted this morning that negotiations with Democrats would, quote, start immediately. All of this comes as the special counsel's investigation enters a new phase with the indictment of Mr. Trump's longtime advisor, Roger Stone. For analysis of what is and is not in the latest indictment and what may be next, we turn now to Ryan Goodman, a professor of law at New York University Law School. He is also the founding co-editor-in-chief of the website Just Security, which focuses on U.S. national security law and policy. Thanks for joining us. So what was the significant part? What did you learn out of these indictments?
So I think the most significant part that we didn't know before is just how intricated the relationship was between the campaign and Roger Stone. So he had formally left the campaign months earlier, but it seems apparent that the special counsel knows that he was in regular communication with senior Trump campaign officials and then on a specific mission to get information about, if not actually get, the stolen email documents that WikiLeaks had. So that changes the complexion of our understanding in some respects of the Russia investigation, because if Roger Stone is acting essentially as an agent of the Trump campaign, it can implicate the campaign itself legally.
Look, the White House's line in response to this is no collusion. Where's the proof that we knew what the Russians were doing and we were working in concert with them?
In this particular instance, the facts that are alleged by the special counsel in terms of what the truth is versus what Roger Stone testified about to Congress. So what the truth is, there are data points there that you could look at to see whether there was coordination. Roger Stone was told by his intermediary that WikiLeaks has information about Hillary Clinton's health, and then is told by that intermediary to refocus the campaign's messaging around Clinton's health, which they then do over the next month. Even to the point that at the end of the month, Chris Matthews on MSNBC is saying things like, what's happening? There's a major pivot in the campaign. Why is this going on? And now we know that at the beginning of August, they were told by the intermediary who had apparently met with Assange, this is going to be a document dump in the future. So that kind of coordination with WikiLeaks, you can see the evidence of it in the indictment.
What does Roger Stone do? I mean, he said, I was never in communication.
I think he's in a world of trouble, so much so that I think he might have to very seriously think about pleading and cooperating. You know, just one example of it is that apparently on the very day that he tells Congress that he has no text messages or emails with person 2, he has 30 text messages that day, according to the indictment, with person number 2. It's pretty clear, and that's devastating. So I don't really understand what his game is at this point, except for this other, wild card of a potential pardon or something like that.
Well, what does this teach you about how Mueller's investigation is progressing, maybe the legal framework that he's operating within or stretching toward to include?
So I think it does suggest that Mueller might have much bigger revelations in store. What several former federal prosecutors have said is he could have actually charged conspiracy to coordinate campaign messaging with WikiLeaks. Roger Stone actually doesn't just say he wants to get information from WikiLeaks, but he actually wants to get the documents. That's with person number 1. He says, get the stolen emails. With person number 2, he sends a very specific document request. He wants WikiLeaks to give him a document section on Hillary Clinton when she was serving as Secretary of State and her policy over Libya. That could be charged as a federal election campaign law violation, soliciting something of value from a foreign national. If you were trying to read the tea leaves, there's a very good likelihood that's the direction that this very well might go. And he's just accumulating some of these people because now they've just done the search warrant on Roger Stone's home, have much more information. Roger Stone, if he flips and cooperates, can say who his conversations were with on the campaign, can say more about the connection with WikiLeaks. There might be a lot more there over the coming months.
All right, Ryan Goodman from NYU School of Law and the Just Security blog. Thanks so much.
Thank you.